What up, y'all? It's your boy KAIZEN, and this is my review of Temple of Death. This is going to be against Vissima, right? Flawless Death, or as the community knows her, our nemesis with benefits. I plan to do a review type video because doing the gameplay while talking at the same time won't allow me to fit in the information that I want to display and show to you guys. And besides, there's like what, 20 minutes into the whole thing. I could most definitely summarize it and cut off dead spaces here, and that's basically what we're gonna do. I'll be sure to fast forward and pause and cut through all that, and you're more than welcome to pause it as well. For example, this one just appears very quickly. This is gonna appear in the first phase of Temple of Death, so we won't have to worry about that for now. You'll notice that this one has to do with scarecrows. We're gonna see them later. Right off the bat, you'll notice that there is a morale gauge at the top right. I'm gonna show it on game later, but you'll see that whenever I kill these monsters, I have yellow beads being absorbed. Now we have our first boss. I just want to say that while I'm beating the heck out of this boss, for the most part, these bosses have one important gimmick that you really need to look out for. Everything else will be intuitive, like this one. You just gotta jump, avoid the red damage areas. Now this is Garrot's most important gimmick, rapid digestion. He will follow you, and you will have a gauge. Don't you find it funny that his name sounds like carrot? Garrot. Okay. Anyway, that's basically the goal. He will follow you. As soon as you fill up the gauge, just lead him to eat the carrots, and he will get into groggy face. Boom. Easy. Turn him into carrot cake. Oh, right. So, this is not the target. The big bunny is not the target. This is the mutated carrot, or Garrot. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. That's one of the main gimmicks. Everything else is just a game of dodging. Breaks it again. Goose chase, stuff like that. Easy peasy. Every time I kill mobs, you'll see that this light, there's going to be a gauge here that increases every time. There you go. And pause here real quick. It's basically a level up system. If you have a higher morale than the boss that you're fighting, you will do more damage, and you will take less damage. Conversely, if your morale is lower than the monsters, you take more damage, they take less damage. Stuff like that. And then when it's maxed out, the damage you do to them is also maxed out. It's equal, everything is by default. Okay, our second boss is Ostry. I think I'm sensing a pattern here with these names. With Ostry, you'll notice that there will be these purple cracked parts on the floor. You step on them and they will break and you will fall into the hole. Nothing to worry about because that is basically a safety mechanic. You notice there are these fire that will explode. You step on the purple crack, it will keep you safe. And with that being in mind, we got his empty stomach gimmick. There will be these stones embedded into the ground. You can unearth them to raise it up, and if you keep on attacking it, it will leash onto you. You can see by this rope looking thing. And so Ostry will follow you with this food icon. It will stop moving for a bit, and all you gotta do is have him eat the stone. I didn't get him to eat it, but that's okay. This will follow me indefinitely. If you release a stone and you already have one leashed onto you, this one will just float away. Bye-bye. So yeah, that's it. If you happen to stay on the cracks, you will set up the stone for him to feed on. So it won't be leashed onto you, it will just stay there. But if you manage to land the icon on it, you can automatically look for another one while not having to worry about feeding him the extra stone. Get all three, you kill him easy peasy. Yeah, that's about it. These are the two main bosses, the two sub bosses for phase 1. Next one is coming up. Let's fast forward a bit. Oop. Okay, there we go. The Omen bird, Camirak. Got ravens and stuff. So remember this card right here that we saw earlier. There will be totems that are set on fire. You can't actually destroy these. They will just disappear and keep returning. But taking care of them is the same, because lo and behold, Camirak also has one main gimmick. These floating ravens will start following you, and if you want them to keep clear, just hit one of the bird totems. Of course, I do that a little too late, but it's a little buff to keep them away from the things. I mean, it's a scared crow after all, and these crows are going to be scared. So in this gimmick, Ritual of the Omen Bird, you actually want him to absorb these crows. What you don't want him absorbing is this glowing orb, and not orb, totem. In order to do that, you just gotta bump into it, just like that, just like that. And then they will all coagulate. I'm using the terms here. They will just coalesce here, corral, and explode, do damage. So he's gonna move around 3 times, 1 on each side, and then all the way to the top. There you go. You'll notice that if you get bumped, you will get a short iframe, and that's to prevent you from bumping into other scarecrows, which is a little neat. Avoids unnecessary collision. There will be times though where it's like one scarecrow is at the top and then another one's all the way at the bottom. You just gotta make do with what you got. Now here comes the 3rd spot. Come from the bottom. Nice. Boom, bada boom. So it's a little slow. Get the point. There's another one. Nice. So we're at 0, and then we get a damage boost. After Camirak, sword. Oops, too much. We break open the floor into this cavern here. Start fighting. Little Miss, I forgot her name now. Rubra. So Rubra, she doesn't have a main gimmick like the previous 3 bosses, but she does have a DDR style gimmick. You press control or whatever it is your activated option is, and you will play a mini game. these direction pads have no order in them whatsoever. However, you need to press them and clear it as soon as possible. If you exceed the amount of buttons that you need to press, it will cancel and you're donezo. She will eat you up alive, which is, I think, we can all agree that most of us want that to happen. When that happens, some, if not all, most of your skills that are on cooldown will be refreshed. A little neat. Also, it's a slight gimmick, but this is more of an attack pattern. DFO nowadays have their bosses damage areas be color coded to them. So of course this one, you just need to jump over it. I'll expand and shrink again. Area becomes red, get away from it. That's it. And more red damage areas, just avoid them. So here's another DDR gimmick. Just press these buttons according to the amount that they will have. Don't panic because they will be slow enough. And even if you are far away from Rubra, even if you guys are from both ends, each end of the room, she will catch up to you at the same speed. So I will say take your time, but also hustle. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Thankfully, the amount that you need to press doesn't reset, which is very nice. There you go. That's an example. See how she's just blitzing towards you. Heals her refresh, and you get to use them again. Oh, this one is a little intimidating, but lo and behold, got him covered. And that's Rubra. Now Rubra gives us access to the temple. And gives us this little nice map. So a few things. Morale is increasing, which means it's becoming a little bit easier for us to handle. These icons will either give us a trap for the enemies, just like in a room clear, a damage boost, life tokens, or teleporting directly to Vissima's room. I'm just gonna fast forward a bit and get to the other bosses that we need to take care of. Okay, here's one of them. Veroro has one main gimmick, which is using this wind orb. Oops. A bit. So this wind orb, you need to take it. Once you absorb this wind orb, you will now generate the power of wind around you. Veroro will then regurgitate whatever this is, Baja Blast, all over on the floor. He's gonna Baja Blast the entire floor. And the power of wind will allow you to clear it, because in Arid, Baja Blast is dangerous. So that's gonna be useful again when he does his main gimmick. I don't know how many times I said main gimmick, but this is it for sure. So into the storm. Veroro will launch you up, and you need to land on a wind orb. Once that happens, there will be a key that is the same as your basic attack. You can still move your character, but make sure that the direction that your character is facing is heading towards Veroro, because you're going to basically detonate the wind orb and hit him. I guess you don't necessarily have to face him, because there's no way for you of knowing other than maneuvering, but move the wind orb close to him, press the basic attack. That's one stack gone. There you go. So after you do it 3 times, I fast forwarded a little bit. There you go, damage boost. That's it for Veroro. Then Cenir is on the other side. Gonna go and grab him. Cenir is a little bit more confusing. She's got a lot more going on for her, but one thing you need to to keep yourself aware of is the cat. So this gauge will increase and decrease based on the cat. Purple into red, very bad. Don't touch it. The only thing is that you need to touch is this spherical shield thing. You'll notice that there's a cast bar. You want to bump into it, and then we'll give you some kind of stack. And you need to get 2 stacks in order to go through the next gimmicks. Okay, there's another one. Alright, this is one of her main attacks. For those of you who played Largo, especially level 4, you'll remember this one. There is an orb here that needs to be bumped twice in order for you to fill up your gauge. Doing it only once will not give you the gauge, but you'll be able to drop this damage area onto a bigger damage area, which in some cases is nice, but later on it's not going to give you a shield. That's 1, that's 2. Okay. As your gauge slowly builds up, you're close to imminent danger. Here you go. Bumping the orbs will keep the gauge down and prevent you from getting nuked later on. Go. It takes a while. As you can see, I died. Still getting the knack of this whole thing. I'm actually surprised that I was able to clear it in the amount of time that we have. So I eventually kill her. There you go. Bumping the shield will also deplete her neutralize gauge. I'll give you just as much damage boost as you would when completing the gimmick. Hey, this fire thing came from a trap. This insta clears enemies. Vissima's card lets her receive 10% more damage. There's another one that lets you teleport all the way to her room. It happened to me once, but I went to the other bosses. And now, Mommy Dearest. Mommy Dearest has 2 phases. First one is when she's chilling, quote unquote. She has these attacks. She does on the floor. You can see the direction where this line is smeared onto. Wherever that direction is, that's where the attack is going to go. Just like that. I'm gonna do a couple more. They will go from bright to dark. Once it gets dark, those attacks will launch. Moving forward a bit, she has this sort of nemesis gimmick that duplicates your character. She has these flowers, a purple circle, and a red circle. Your goal is to move your clones into these circles. Passing the clones through the flower will change their color. So right now they're purple. I'm gonna do my best to land one of them. And now I'm about to have the clone cross the flower, changing its color to red. And we're going to do this a few times. And we're going to try to keep this number down. It's 1, 2, boom. Now we need 2 more. We just need 2. We don't need to do all 5. but we need to do it quickly. Do I succeed? Not quite. But that's basically the gimmick. Thankfully, it worked. Thankfully, it worked. Now here comes phase 2. Mommy Dearest is now in my head. We have 2 orbs, green and purple. This is what we want to focus on. We want this orb into the platform. Green orb we can make do without, but prioritize the purple orb first. We want to drag it away from it, and now we can just wail on it. The green orb is just there to tether the purple orb away. For that, we're safe. If you fail that gimmick, of course you'll take damage. Now, oh, sorry, that was a buff. Thank you. You get a debuff if you don't do it. Excuse me. Okay. Wave of Death. This is now a prolonged battle with Vissima. You've seen all of her gimmicks, including this smeared attacks. She will periodically, occasionally drop swords. You just need to avoid it. This Wave of Death, once it fills up, she will drop a sword, and you will need to jump over it to avoid the damage. Sword drop, I took damage. Smear also cut my legs off. And I died. Another Wave of Death continues to drop swords. At this time, you should be just wailing on Vissima when you can. So now she has another gimmick here. These ones have flowers. These flowers have the power to disable these swords, because if they're on the floor, she can still reuse them. If you get too many flowers, you'll be inflicted with rupture. Which, not what it is, but it has to do with your health. Obviously, because your thing is ruined. But yeah, that's basically it for Vissima. I just wanted to disable these swords to make the fight a lot less annoying, but make do without them and just nail her on the spot. You know I would, I know you would. Now she's gonna do that again. But look, Wave of Death only has 1 sword. Jump. I jump again. A little too early. I die again for entertainment purposes. And then we go Mac on her. And that's Temple of Death. Nice. It's your boy KAIZEN, and I hope you enjoyed my wife's home tour of the temple. Hope you guys enjoy your visit. Your boy KAIZEN, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.